A 16-year-old kid knocks on 43 different doors. Freezing rain. Cleveland, Ohio. His boots are soaked. His suit is thin. Every single door slams in his face. He wasn't looking for a job. He was a predator waiting for an opening. Isaac Scofield said yes. He hired him for $3.50 a week. The kid celebrated that day for the rest of his life. September 26th, job day. His name was John D. Rockefeller. 17 years later, he walked back into that office, not to thank him, to destroy him. Those who refuse to sell will be crushed. Isaac Scofield, the man who saved Rockefeller's life, became his first victim. But here's what nobody understood. In 6 weeks, he took 22 refineries. Historians call it the Cleveland Massacre. But nobody knew how he was doing it. The truth stayed buried for 30 years, until one woman decided to hunt him. What she uncovered broke his empire apart. But here's the twist. It made him the richest person in human history. This is that story. And if the untold stories behind history's greatest fortunes are what you're here for, hit that subscribe button. Because this is what we do. Now let's talk about what happened after that door closed. Scofield stands on the street, watches his name come down, letter by letter. 3 blocks away, John Alexander thinks he can negotiate. He's wrong. Rockefeller shows him the railroad contracts. Rates are so low that Alexander loses money on every barrel. You'll take Standard Oil stock. It's for your own good. Alexander wasn't negotiating. He was drowning. 2 partners at Grant, Foote and Company chose to fight. Rockefeller didn't argue. He just cut them off. No tank cars, no barrels, no chemicals. Every bank turned them away. By 1874, they lost everything. Their homes. Their reputations. They got nothing. In Pennsylvania, Franklin Tarbell and his partner tried to organize resistance. 300 men, 1 hall. They thought numbers meant power. They were wrong. Franklin's partner saw what was coming. He saw Grant and Foote destroyed. One morning, Franklin got the news. His partner went home the night before and shot himself. Franklin mortgaged everything to survive. His 15-year-old daughter, Ida, watched her father break. She watched fear replace confidence, and she made a promise. One day, people will know what Rockefeller did. But first, she had to understand how. How does one man destroy an entire industry in 6 weeks? The answer was buried in a conspiracy so sophisticated, his victims didn't know they were funding their own destruction. Late 1871, Tom Scott creates a shell company, the South Improvement Company. He invites Rockefeller to join. The plan? Railroads raise public rates, but Rockefeller gets secret rebates. His competitors pay more. He pays less. That alone could destroy them. Then Scott adds the second part, drawbacks. Here's the genius. When Rockefeller's competitors ship oil on these railroads, the railroads take a cut of what they pay and give it directly to Rockefeller. He was getting paid by his enemies to put them out of business. February 1872, word leaks. The oil regions explode. Riots, boycotts, protests. March 1872. Pennsylvania legislature kills the South Improvement Company. The independents celebrate. They think they won. And they have no idea. While they were celebrating, Rockefeller was already in Cleveland, visiting refineries, making offers. The South Improvement Company was never the plan. It was the distraction. And the railroad deals? Just the beginning. He used code names. Standard Oil was the club. Rockefeller was chowder. So competitors intercepting telegrams had no idea who they were dealing with. But the most lethal tactic? Secret ownership. When Rockefeller bought a company, he didn't always rebrand it. Same name, same sign, same employees. So a refiner who refused to sell to Standard Oil would find an independent competitor. He'd sell to them instead, thinking he outsmarted Rockefeller. He hadn't. That company had been Standard Oil for months. He owned the tank cars, the barrels, the chemicals. If you didn't sell to him, you couldn't function. By the end of 1872, Rockefeller controlled a third of American refining, up from 10% before the Cleveland massacre. He wasn't building a business. He was building a cage. 1873, America collapses. Financial panic, banks fail, railroads go bankrupt. By 1880, Standard Oil controlled 90% of America's oil refineries, 90% of marketing, a third of all wells. Rockefeller at 41 is one of the richest men in America, and almost nobody knows how he did it. Pennsylvania's oil regions are dying, families leaving, communities gutted. Ida Tarbell is now in her 40s, one of the most respected journalists in America. She went to Paris alone in 1891. Unheard of, came back, made her name. Then she decides to do something nobody else dared, take on Standard Oil. Her father is terrified. Don't do it, Ida. They will ruin you. She listens to his warning, and then she starts anyway. 1900, 2 years, thousands of documents, 300 interviews. Many are afraid to talk. Rockefeller destroys people, but some talk because they're furious. Then Ida does something brilliant. She arranges meetings with Henry Rogers, Rockefeller's right-hand man at the Standard Oil. Rogers agrees because he doesn't think she's a threat. She's a woman, writing for a magazine. What could she find? So he talks for hours, shows her documents, explains the business. He thinks he's managing the story. He has no idea she's cross-referencing every word, finding every gap, every contradiction, every lie. She finds it all. The code names, the shell companies, the Cleveland massacre testimony, the drawbacks, Isaac Scofield's story, Rockefeller's first boss, forced to sell, the human cost, her father's partner who killed himself. By 1902, she had everything. November 1902, McClure's publishes the first installment, America Explodes, 19 articles. November 1902 to October 1904. Each one more devastating. She doesn't scream, she doesn't rant. She just presents facts, calmly, methodically, with evidence. McClure sells out immediately. People read it everywhere. Train stations, barbershops, living rooms. For years, everyone suspected. Now they can prove it. 1906, the U.S. government launches an investigation, using Ida's research as their roadmap, her articles, her sources, her documents. May 15, 1911. The Supreme Court rules, Standard Oil must be broken up, not into 2 companies, not into 5, into 34. Newspapers credit Ida, the woman who broke the trust. Except here's what nobody saw coming. Rockefeller owns 25% of Standard Oil. When it breaks into 34 companies, those shares don't disappear. They convert. 25% of one company becomes 25% of 34 companies. Summer 1911, the 34 companies start trading, and something impossible happens. Investors who wouldn't touch Standard Oil before, because it was illegal, start buying. The stocks are clean now, legal, safe. Every stock climbs, then climbs faster. 1913, Rockefeller's accountant walks in, face pale, places paper on the desk. $1.4 billion, the first billionaire in human history. 1937, Rockefeller dies at 97. When net worth, $1.4 billion. 1944, Ida Tarbell dies at 86. Never married, never stopped writing, but there's one person who never saw any of it. Isaac Scofield died in 1889. He never saw the investigation, never saw the breakup, never saw Rockefeller become a billionaire. He died knowing one thing. The desperate 16-year-old he hired for $3.50 a week became the man who destroyed him. The door slams one last time on the man who owned the century. This is Mr. Pivot, where we tell the stories behind the fortunes. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.